Many English learners feel scared when they speak. They worry their voice is too soft or their pronunciation is not clear. They fear they sound unsure, even when they know the right words. They feel their English loses power the moment they open their mouth. Maybe you also feel this. Maybe you speak well in your head, but your voice becomes small when you speak out loud. This is a very common experience for learners around the world. You are not alone, and there is nothing wrong with you. Now, think about the way a CEO speaks. A CEO speaks slowly, clearly, and with calm power. They do not rush or whisper. They do not hide their voice. Their speech feels strong even when they use simple words. Their voice shows confidence, leadership, and trust. Here is the important truth. You can learn this too. You do not need perfect English to sound strong and confident. You only need the right training. You need the right habits, the right mindset, and the right sound practice. In this video, I will guide you step by step. You will learn how to use your breath, your voice, and your pronunciation to sound like a leader. You will learn small changes that make a big difference. You will hear examples that show weak speaking versus strong speaking. You will get simple drills that help you grow every day. You will discover your natural power even as a non-native English speaker. Your voice can become clear, steady, and full of authority. Your English can feel confident and controlled. This change is real and it is possible for you. So take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and let us begin this journey together. Why we sound weak in English. Many learners sound weak in English because they feel afraid of making mistakes. They worry that one wrong word will make people judge them. This fear makes the voice small and shaky. It makes the mind focus on danger instead of clear speech. Some learners also translate every thought from their native language. This creates slow, heavy sentences that do not feel natural. When the brain works too hard, the voice becomes tense. The sound becomes tight and less confident. Another reason is unclear pronunciation. When sounds are not clean, learners try to speak faster to hide the problem. But fast speaking makes everything worse. Fast speaking makes the voice lose power and control. Low confidence is another big reason. When people doubt themselves, their voice becomes soft and unsure. They almost whisper, hoping no one hears their mistakes. But this whispering makes them sound even less confident. These habits create a weak speaking style. It is not the person's true voice, but a voice shaped by fear. Now, think of a CEO's voice. A CEO speaks with steady, calm power. They use a slow pace that gives every word space and meaning. They breathe deeply and let their voice rest on strong air. Their pronunciation is clear and simple. Their sounds feel clean and easy to understand. They do not force their voice. They guide it with calm control. When you compare both styles, the difference is very clear. Weak voice habits come from fear and rushing. CEO voice habits come from calmness and intention. One style hides, the other leads. Let's look at some real examples. Imagine you are in a meeting and someone asks for your idea. A weak voice says, maybe we can try this? In a fast and soft way. People may ignore it because the voice shows doubt. A CEO-style voice says, "Here is my idea. We can try this approach." The tone is slow, steady, and confident. People listen because the voice feels sure. The words land with weight and respect. Now think about daily life. Maybe you order food and your voice becomes small. The worker may ask, "Sorry, can you repeat?" And you feel embarrassed. But it is not your English level. It is the way your voice is delivered. If you use a calm tone and clear sounds, people understand you the first time. They treat you with more respect because your voice feels confident. Your voice can change how people respond to you. Your tone can open doors or close them. The good news is this. A strong voice is not a natural gift. It is a trainable skill. You can learn to slow down. You can learn to breathe with control. You can learn to make clean, final sounds. You can learn to speak with certainty, even with simple words. You can also learn to pause without fear. You can learn to let silence support your message. You can train your voice to feel grounded, like it comes from a strong place inside you. You can practice speaking in a way that shows leadership, even when you feel nervous. In the next sections, you will learn how to build these skills step by step. You will see that every small change brings a big result. You will learn that confidence grows when you practice the right habits. You will discover how your voice can become a tool for strength, not stress. It continues with practice, and it leads you to a voice that sounds clear, calm, and strong. A voice that people trust and respect. A voice for you. The CEO speaking mindset. Many people think a strong voice starts with big vocabulary, but true authority begins inside your mind. If your thoughts are scared, your voice becomes small. If your thoughts are strong, your voice grows strong too. This is why mindset is everything. Before you speak, your mind decides how you sound. A small mindset makes many learners speak softly. It makes them apologize for every little mistake. It makes them rush their words as if they are not important. It makes them feel like they must finish fast to avoid attention. This mindset says, "My English is not good enough." It says, "People will laugh at me." It says, "I should speak quickly so no one notices my mistakes." These thoughts create a weak tone and unclear speech. But a leadership mindset is different. A leadership mindset is calm, clear, and intentional. It says, "I deserve to speak." It says, "My message has value." It says, "I do not need perfect English to sound confident." It says, "I speak slowly because I am in control." This mindset creates strong rhythm, strong tone, and strong presence. It helps your voice sound like a leader even with simple words. The best part is, anyone can learn this mindset. You do not need to be a CEO or native speaker to have it. You just need to practice thinking differently before you speak. You need to guide your mind the same way you guide your voice. Here is one simple exercise. Before speaking, pause for 1 second and breathe gently. Tell yourself, "I will speak slowly and clearly." Tell yourself, "My voice can be steady and calm." This tiny moment changes everything. It stops the rush and gives your brain space. Another helpful habit is using affirmations. These simple sentences can reshape your thinking. Here are a few you can use every day. I speak with calm confidence. My message is important. I do not need perfect English to sound strong. I give myself time to speak. I let my voice be heard. Say them in the mirror. Say them quietly before entering a meeting. Say them during your morning routine. They help your mind choose strength instead of fear. Another useful habit is gentle self-talk during conversations. If you feel nervous, say inside your mind, "Slow down." Say, "One word at a time." Say, "I am not in danger." This keeps your body relaxed, and a relaxed body makes a confident sound. A strong mindset also means accepting mistakes. Even CEOs make mistakes when speaking. They correct themselves calmly. They do not panic or apologize too much. You can do the same. If you say a wrong word, just fix it and continue. This shows leadership, not weakness. People respect calm correction because it feels confident. Remember this: authority is not about perfect English. Authority is about presence. Presence comes from mindset, and mindset is a skill you can train every day. When you think like a leader, you speak like a leader. When your thoughts are calm, your voice becomes steady. Practice this mindset slowly and consistently. Soon, you will feel the change inside and outside. Your voice will carry weight. Your English will sound confident and controlled. This is the foundation for speaking like a CEO, and it begins inside you. The science of sounding confident. When people hear a confident speaker, they often think it is because of perfect English. But the truth is different. Confidence in speech is not only about grammar or vocabulary, it is about how your body supports your voice. Your posture, your breath, your pace, and even the placement of your sound all work together. When these elements are weak, your voice sounds weak. When they are strong, your voice becomes steady, warm, and trustworthy. This is why CEOs, teachers, monks, and leaders often sound calm even in stressful situations. They control their body first, then their words. Let's begin with posture. Posture is the foundation of confident speech. When you slouch, your chest closes, your breath becomes shallow, and your voice becomes thin. People can hear this. They can feel the smallness. But when you sit or stand with gentle alignment, shoulders relaxed, spine long, chin neutral, your chest opens. Your breath becomes deeper. Your voice becomes fuller without extra effort. You do not need to look stiff or military. You only need to look open and awake. This simple change increases vocal strength immediately. Now let's talk about breathing. Nervous speakers breathe from the upper chest. Their breath is quick, short, and unstable. This creates a high, shaky voice. Confident speakers use slow, grounded breathing from the diaphragm. It is not dramatic. It is quiet and steady. When you breathe from your center, you naturally slow down, and your voice becomes rich and stable. One simple rule: low breath, low stress. Your listeners will feel the difference even if they don't know why. Next is vocal grounding. Many English learners speak from the throat because they worry about pronunciation. This creates tension and makes the voice sound thin or squeezed. Confident speakers let the voice sit lower in the body. It feels like the sound comes from the chest, not just the mouth. You can practice this by placing a hand on your chest and speaking slowly. Feel the vibration. This grounding gives your voice authority. Resonance is another part of confident speech. Resonance is the color of your voice, the richness, the warmth. You do not need a deep voice to sound confident. You only need balanced resonance. When your posture is open and your breath is steady, resonance improves naturally. Your voice carries better. It becomes easier to hear and more pleasant to listen to. Finally, pacing is one of the strongest signs of confidence. Nervous speakers rush because they want to finish quickly. Confident speakers pause. They give space to their words. They allow silence. A calm pace tells the listener, "I am not afraid. I am in control of my message." Even if your English is simple, slow pacing makes you sound mature and powerful. All these elements, posture, breathing, grounding, resonance, and pacing, are physical skills. They do not depend on perfect English. They depend on awareness and practice. When you train your body, your voice transforms. And when your voice transforms, people feel your confidence before you even finish your first sentence. Pronunciation foundations for authority. When people hear a confident speaker, they rarely say, "Wow, their grammar is perfect." Instead, they notice something deeper. The speech sounds clear, strong, and easy to follow. This strong sound comes from pronunciation, not big words. In English, pronunciation has a special structure. Certain sounds carry more power. Certain rhythms help your voice land with more authority. When you learn these foundations, your speech becomes sharper and more professional, even with simple vocabulary. Let's begin with stressed syllables. English is a stress-based language. This means one part of a word is strong, and the other parts are lighter. Many learners speak every syllable evenly, and this makes their speech sound flat or uncertain. But when you stress the correct syllable, your speaking becomes clear and natural. For example, the word record, noun, stresses the first syllable, while record, verb, stresses the second. When the stress is wrong, the listener becomes confused and your confidence drops. When the stress is right, your message becomes stronger without extra effort. Think of stress as the heartbeat of English. It guides the listener. It supports your authority. Another important part is long vowels. Strong English usually has clean, long vowel sounds. Nervous learners often shorten their vowels or mix them together. This makes words sound unclear. Listen to the difference between sheet and sit. The vowel in sheet is long and smooth. The vowel in sit is short and quick. Mixing them can create misunderstandings, and this can damage confidence. Another example is eat versus it. A small change in vowel length changes the whole meaning. When your vowels are clear, your speech sounds calm and controlled. Now let's talk about consonants. Clean consonants are one of the strongest signs of authority. When consonants are soft, missing, or unclear, the voice sounds weak. But when you pronounce them crisply, your words become sharp and confident. Many learners drop the final consonant because they speak fast or feel shy. This is a common habit, but it reduces clarity. Compare these: cap versus cab, pick versus pig, back versus bag. The final consonant changes the meaning completely. When you say the last sound clearly, listeners trust your English more. It shows precision and control. A soft ending creates doubt. A strong ending creates authority. Another key point is end sound clarity, not just consonants, but the full ending of the word. English uses endings to communicate grammar, such as plurals and past tense. If the ending disappears, listeners may misunderstand your message. For example, he walk versus he walks. I need help versus I needed help. The extra S or ED may look small, but it carries meaning. When you pronounce these endings clearly but gently, your speech becomes professional and polished. Next, let's look at the rhythm of English. English is not a flat language. It moves up and down, strong and light, long and short. This rhythm helps create natural authority. When every syllable is equal, your voice sounds monotone. A monotone voice feels unsure. But when you use English stress rhythm, your message becomes clear and dynamic. For example, listen to this sentence: I need to talk to you today. The stressed syllables, talk and to, carry the power. The other words are lighter. This balance creates a confident flow. You don't need to exaggerate. You only need gentle contrast between strong and soft. Let's practice some simple examples. Repeat these pairs and feel the difference. Teacher, not teacher. Table, not table. Interest, not interest. Each has a natural stress pattern. When you follow it, your speech becomes more authoritative. Another helpful exercise is practicing minimal pairs, words that differ by only one sound. This trains accuracy. Try these: ship/sheep, bet/bat, coat/code, rice/rise, fan/van. These tiny differences matter in English. When you can hear and produce them clearly, your confidence rises. People listen more carefully. They understand you faster, and you feel more in control. Finally, remember this: pronunciation is not about sounding like a native speaker. It is about sounding clear, calm, and intentional. You do not need a perfect accent to sound confident. You only need precision in stress, vowel length, consonant clarity, and endings. When these elements come together, your voice becomes powerful. Your English begins to sound like a leader's English, not because of advanced vocabulary, but because of structure and clarity. The more you practice these foundations, the more your voice will carry authority in every conversation. CEO pronunciation drills: slow, medium, fast. Now that you understand the foundations of clear pronunciation, it's time to practice. Pronunciation drills help you turn theory into real speaking power. The goal is simple: train your voice to speak slowly, clearly, and with authority. We will move from individual sounds to words, then phrases, and finally full sentences. First, let's start with individual sounds. Pick sounds that are difficult for you. For many learners, these are TH, V, R, and final consonants. Say them slowly, focusing on clarity. For example, theech in think, or v in voice. Do not rush. Do not worry about speed. Notice how your tongue, lips, and jaw move. Next, move to word-level drills. Choose words that are common in your daily life. Repeat them slowly at first, then gradually increase your speed. For example, cap, cab, cat, cut. Focus on clean endings. Notice the difference when your consonants are clear versus when they are soft or dropped. Now, combine words into short phrases. This is where rhythm begins. English has natural stress patterns. For example, take the phrase, "I need your help." Say it softly and fast. I need your help. Notice how it sounds weak and unsure. Now, say it slowly with clear stress. I need your help. The strong syllables carry authority. The listener pays attention. Practice different phrases in the same way. Can we start now? Can we start now? This is my idea. This is my idea. Next, sentence-level drills. Pick sentences you often use at work or school. First, read them slowly. Focus on breathing, pauses, and stress. Example, I think we should finish this project today. Slow version, I think we should finish this project today. Medium version, I think we should finish this project today. Fast version, I think we should finish this project today. Notice the difference. Rushed speaking makes your words blend together. Controlled speaking makes them land with weight. Here's a simple rhythm pattern inspired by public speaking. Mark the stressed words in your sentence. Pause slightly after each stressed word. For example, let's finish this task today. The pause adds authority. The listener can follow your message clearly. Another drill. Repeat a short sentence 3 times, slow, medium, fast, but always keep stress clear. Sentence. I have an idea. Slow. I have an idea. Medium. I have an idea. Fast. I have an idea. Even at fast speed, your stressed words should remain strong. This trains your brain to control speech under real-life conditions. Finally, upgrade simple phrases into CEO-style phrases. Instead of saying, maybe we can try this, say, here is what I suggest. Notice the confidence difference. Stress the strong words. Here is what I suggest. Repeat this with several phrases you use often. I think this is okay. This is my recommendation. Can we do this? Let's do this together. Remember, slow and clear is always stronger than rushed and fast. Your voice communicates authority before the words even fully land. Practice daily. 2 minutes of individual sounds, 3 minutes of word drills, 5 minutes of phrase drills, 5 minutes of sentence drills. Gradually increase speed while keeping stress and clarity. Even a small daily routine will improve your speaking power in just a few weeks. By combining these drills with rhythm patterns and stress awareness, your English will begin to sound like a CEO's English. Your voice will feel steady, confident, and clear. The key is consistency. Slow practice builds speed. Slow words build authority. When you practice with awareness, every word you speak becomes stronger. And soon, your English will sound controlled, professional, and ready for leadership. Authority through intonation and pausing. Your voice communicates more than words. It tells people if you are nervous, confident, or unsure. Leaders use this naturally. They control pitch and use pauses to show authority. Many learners, however, speak with rising tones at the end of every sentence. A rising tone can sound like a question, even when you are making a statement. For example, saying, I will finish this task, with a rising tone makes you sound unsure. Nervous rising tones happen because we are afraid of mistakes or judgment. They signal hesitation to the listener, even if your words are correct. Now, contrast this with calm, falling tones. A falling tone shows certainty. It tells the listener, I am confident. I know what I am saying. For example, I will finish this task. Notice how your voice naturally falls at the last word. This simple change gives your speech more authority and presence. Pausing is another tool leaders use. A pause gives your words space and your audience time to listen. Many learners rush, trying to finish sentences quickly. Rushing makes your speech unclear and reduces authority. Try this exercise. Read a sentence and pause after each stressed word. For example, we will complete the project today. Say it slowly. We will complete the project today. The pause adds weight to each important word. It also helps you breathe and stay calm. Another practical tip is to pause before answering a question. Instead of jumping in immediately, take a 1-second pause. This shows thoughtfulness and control. Practice using intonation with short sentences first. For example, this is my idea. Say it with rising tones. This is my idea? Notice how uncertain it sounds. Now say it with falling tones. This is my idea. Feel the difference in confidence. Next, combine intonation with pausing. For example, I suggest we start now. Slow version with pauses. I suggest we start now. This rhythm emphasizes your authority. Intonation and pausing work together. The right pitch shows certainty. The right pause shows control. Here's another exercise for practice. Record yourself speaking a few sentences. Listen carefully. Identify rising tones at the end of statements. Then, practice changing them to falling tones. Also, notice where you rush. Add a gentle pause. Even small adjustments make a big difference in how authoritative you sound. Remember, authority is not about loudness or speed. It is about control, clarity, and rhythm. Leaders sound confident because they guide their listener with pitch and timing. You can do the same with practice. Slowly, your English will begin to feel natural, calm, and strong. Your words will carry weight. Your listener will trust your voice. Even if your English is simple, intonation and pauses give it authority. Master these tools, and your speech will sound like a CEO's, clear, calm, and commanding. Practice daily. Use short sentences at first. Gradually apply intonation and pausing in conversations. With consistency, your voice will transform. You will speak with calm authority, and people will listen. The CEO Vocabulary Upgrade. Speaking with authority is not only about how you sound. It is also about the words you choose. Many learners use informal or unsure phrases that make their speech feel weak. For example, maybe we can try this? Or, I think this is okay. These phrases are polite, but they show hesitation. They do not give your listener confidence in your ideas. Leaders, on the other hand, use simple but strong phrases. They speak clearly, directly, and with intention. Here are some high-impact sentence frames you can use. Let's clarify. Use this when explaining or correcting something. For example, let's clarify the next steps for the project. My perspective is, this introduces your opinion confidently. For example, my perspective is that we should focus on quality first. Here's the next step. This shows leadership and organization. For example, here's the next step. We will complete the design by Friday. Notice the difference. Compare. I think we should maybe finish the design soon. Versus, here's the next step. We will finish the design by Friday. The second sentence is clear and authoritative. It uses simple English, but it sounds professional and confident. Other useful phrases include, I recommend, for suggestions. Let's review, for checking progress. Please consider, for polite but firm requests. Practice these phrases daily. You can say them in front of a mirror, record yourself, or use them in real conversations. Another tip is to replace weak words with strong alternatives. For example, instead of maybe, try let's or we can. Instead of I think, use my perspective is or I recommend. Simple changes like these make a big difference. Your sentences become shorter, cleaner, and more confident. Also, focus on endings. Leaders often finish sentences with certainty, not rising tones. For example, let's clarify the schedule. Notice the calm fall at the end. Even small phrases repeated daily will improve your professional vocabulary. It will help you speak like a leader, not a hesitant learner. You can start with just 5 phrases today. Use them in meetings, online classes, or conversations with friends. Soon, these phrases will become natural. You will no longer hesitate or add extra words to sound polite. Remember, strong vocabulary is simple, clear, and confident. It does not need to be complicated or fancy. By practicing these sentence frames and replacing weak words, you upgrade your English immediately. You sound professional, organized, and ready to lead. Combine this vocabulary with pronunciation, intonation, and pausing from earlier sections. Your speech will not only be clear, but also carry authority. With consistent practice, your voice and words will match. You will speak with confidence, and people will listen. This is how simple vocabulary changes can make your English sound like a CEO's. Real-life scenarios. Speak like a leader. Imagine this scene. You are in a team meeting. The manager asks for your opinion on a project. You say softly, maybe we can try this? You rush your words and your voice rises at the end. Your teammates nod politely, but no one focuses on your idea. Your suggestion is lost because your delivery sounds unsure. Now, imagine the same scene with CEO-style speaking. You take a small breath, sit upright, and speak clearly. Here's what I suggest. We can complete the project by Friday. Your words are slow, strong, and intentional. Notice the difference. The content is similar, but the impact is much greater. Your colleagues listen carefully. Your idea feels important. Let's look at another example. Giving a short presentation. A learner says, I think this is okay. We can try it. They speak quickly, mispronounce a few words, and end sentences with a rising tone. The audience looks confused. Some people start checking their phones. The message gets lost. Now, see the CEO version. My perspective is clear. We will focus on quality first. The speaker pauses after key words, pronounces endings clearly, and keeps a calm, falling tone. Even though the sentences are simple, they feel authoritative. The audience understands the message. They respect the speaker's voice. Everyday life is no different. Imagine ordering coffee. Weak delivery. Can I have a latte, please? The worker asks, Sorry, what did you say? You feel embarrassed even though your English is correct. CEO-style delivery. I would like a latte, please. Clear words, steady pace, confident tone. The worker understands immediately, and the interaction feels smooth and professional. Let's break down why these small changes matter. Pronunciation. Clear consonants and end sounds make your words easy to understand. Pacing. Speaking too fast creates confusion, while a steady pace gives time for listeners to follow. Intonation. Falling tones communicate certainty and calm. Pausing. Adds weight and allows your message to land. Try this short dialogue exercise. Weak. Person A. I think maybe we can meet tomorrow? Person B. Okay. Sounds unsure. Strong. Person A. I suggest we meet tomorrow at 10 a.m. Person B. Perfect. See you then. Notice how small pronunciation, stress, and pacing changes create a big difference. Your listener immediately feels your confidence. Another workplace example. Giving feedback. Weak. I think your report, it's okay. Maybe you can change it. Strong. Here is my feedback. The report is good, but we should revise the conclusion. Even with simple words, the strong version communicates authority. It guides the conversation, not just participates. The key lesson. Authority is built from small, deliberate habits. Use clear pronunciation, slow and steady pacing, falling tones, and pauses. Combine these with confident words and sentence frames. Practice these scenarios every day. Speak your ideas in meetings, presentations, or daily conversations. Record yourself, listen carefully, and notice the difference between weak and strong delivery. With consistent practice, your English will feel natural and professional. You will speak with presence, confidence, and clarity in any situation. Even simple words will sound like leadership English. Every interaction is an opportunity to practice. Every sentence can carry authority. Your voice, your pacing, and your words together make you a leader in English. Your authority journey. Think back to the beginning of this video. Many learners speak softly, rush their words, and doubt themselves. Their English may be correct, but their voice does not carry authority. They feel unnoticed and sometimes misunderstood. Now, imagine the other side. A voice that is calm, clear, and steady. A voice that commands attention even with simple words. This is the CEO-style voice you can develop. Remember the journey we covered: mindset, posture, breathing, pronunciation, rhythm, vocabulary, intonation, and real-life practice. Each step is small, but together they create a powerful change. The key is consistency. Practice daily, even for a few minutes. Use your drills, sounds, words, phrases, sentences. Check your posture, take steady breaths, pause, and stress the right words. Repeat your leadership phrases and affirmations. Do not worry about perfection. Authority is not about perfect English. It is about calm presence, clear delivery, and intentional words. Even small improvements build confidence. Every day you practice, your voice becomes stronger. Every conversation becomes an opportunity to speak with presence. Every sentence carries more weight, more clarity, and more respect. Be patient with yourself. Change is gradual, but it is achievable. Celebrate small victories, a clear word, a strong phrase, a confident pause. These moments add up and transform your speaking over time. Keep your mindset positive. Remind yourself, I can speak clearly. I can be heard. I can lead with my voice. Use this mindset in meetings, presentations, and daily life. Your voice will reflect your belief in yourself. Thank you for investing your time in improving your English. Your effort matters. Your practice matters. Every small step moves you closer to confident, authoritative English. This is just the beginning of your journey. Keep practicing the drills, the pronunciation, the rhythm, and the vocabulary. Your voice is a tool, and with consistent practice, it can open doors, build trust, and make people listen. Stay motivated, keep learning, and remember, your authority grows from your mindset, your words, and your daily practice. We are excited to continue this journey with you in future lessons on Easy English Official. Every lesson will help you speak stronger, sound clearer, and feel more confident. Your voice matters. Your words matter. Start today, practice every day, and step into the confident, strong speaker you are meant to be.